All right, we are working on the C5 here. So when I bought this car, it was advertised with a bad head gasket. It overheated on them, but when I test drove it, it did not overheat on me. They said it would only overheat like in the summer when it was really hot and if you were in traffic. So it being winter time right now, yeah, it's not overheating. So I had some free time. I started taking a look, just glancing at things at the new car here, and I found something interesting here. We have a burnt up fuse. So under here in the engine fuse, we have a couple of these maxi fuses and the two 30 amp fuses. Let's see, the 49 and 46 on the diagram here. They're both the green 30s. These two are blown. Let's use my multimeter just to double check. It's a correction. They're not both blown. Only cooling fan 2 is blown. So this is the fan 1. It's making the noise. Fan 2. Nothing. This one is blown. So let's take that one out, replace it, and see what's going on. In here you can see the fuse link is blown. So we're going to swap that out with a new one. So this is for the cooling fan 2 relay. This powers the relay that then commands the high-speed function of the fans. Okay, so that's in. Now let's see if I can get this warmed up to temperature and see if they'll kick on. Alright, engine's running. It's not even close to temperature, so it's going to take a while, but I think we can turn the AC on and force the fans on. Oh, it's kicking off. So the display doesn't work on the AC head unit, but the compressor does work. Alright, we are blowing cold air. Let's take a look at the fans. Okay, this passenger side fan is spinning now. I didn't show you, but before it wasn't spinning when I was turning the AC on. It's spinning now at the low speed. I can't really see the other fan, the driver's side fan. It's just buried in there. But both of the fans should be spinning now. And just to confirm, still got our continuity here. Cooling fan 2 now. And yep, so it's not blowing on the low speed. The question is, will it blow on the high speed? Well, not the most efficient way to do this, but I've just been sitting here letting it idle, revving it here and there. We're at 217. I think it's supposed to kick on really soon. Now the temperature the ECU is looking at is not the same one on the gauge. Oh, now it shows 221. So the ECU is looking at the engine coolant temperature sensor, which does not feed the gauge, but I'm looking at this fan here. We should see it kick on to the low speed pretty soon. I just heard the relay 1 click. Low speed is on, and I think it turned on at about 225. Let's see. Yeah, 221. So it kicked on about 225, and now it's cooling down. Now, this is just where these cars were designed to run, hot. You know, that's a lot of GM products were like that around this time. But the cooling fan 1 is working on the low speed, and I'm just assuming that both fans are spinning because I can't really see the driver's side one. Now, we can test the high-speed one by powering up the relay, sending power there. I think that's going to be what I have to do, because otherwise I'm not going to get it hot enough without driving it. But it's winter right now, so it's not going to get hot enough to kick that high speed on. Well, poked around, and the ABS fuse here, this maxi fuse that's a 40 amp, is also blown. So that would be fuse 52. So throwing in a replacement one, let's see what happens. Maybe that will get rid of my traction control light, or maybe it will blow instantly because there's something wrong with that module. I'm a little more excited for see if this traction light goes away, because that would be great. Traction lights off. Okay. Does the button work? No. Why? I wonder why that doesn't work. But there's no traction light on. Interesting. Now I think what I should do is clear the codes, let the computer just reset and drive it, and see if that ABS traction control light immediately come, or if it pops the fuse. Because right now that button's not doing anything, but it might be because there's a code in the system that's, it already knew there was no comm, so it's not going to keep trying. Alright, just taking it for a little lap in the neighborhood. The 1 to 4 shift popped up. I forgot that was a thing, so we're gonna have to get that disabled because nobody needs that. Luckily, I don't scrape on the speed bumps here. I was worried about that, but if I lower this, we'll see. Oh, there's the traction light. I wonder if the fuse blew. I'm gonna do another lap and just see how hot we can get it. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get it hot enough to turn the high-speed fans on. And I know you can do it if you have like HP tuners, or you can rig up some relays and stuff, but I don't want to mess with that. There's no need to. I feel good for now. I'm going to check that ABS fuse that we found. And then side note, shifter, still really clunky, but I can get into all the gears now. Yeah, and then reverse. So yeah, I can get into all the gears now, which I couldn't before. Still really clunky though, so I would probably go to an aftermarket shifter if I ever wanted to turn this into a track car, which eventually. Check the fuses again. The 2 cooling fan fuses are good. This ABS fuse is also good, but the traction light turned on anyways, so not related. Wonder what caused that. It is odd that 2 maxi fuses blew, nothing else did. I don't know if that means anything, but we'll keep it in the back of our heads in case that ever comes up and is relevant again. I can hear the coolant gurgling away. This thing is hot. So what I will do is, I think there might just be water in there. I don't know. I did have it off when I inspected and bought the car, and it was just like that rusty orange Dex Cool color. So what I will want to do is put a 50-50 mix in there, a little less, probably like 20% of that concentrate, and put in some water wetter. This helps with overheating, and this stuff is great, especially for track cars. Like I run just water wetter and water in the Camaro, and that's just fine on the track. Well, I had it running for quite a while, and if it was gonna overheat, it would have. Now it's also not that hot outside. I think it's in the 60s right now, so it's actually really nice. We'll see again when it gets hotter in the summer, but for now the action is I'm just going to drain out what's in here, put in a little bit of coolant, a little bit of water wetter, help prevent it from boiling over so quick, and I'm assuming that's it. Now if this fuse ever blows again, that means we got a bad fan, because if it only blows when the high speed kicks on, likely the fan motor is just dragging and causing high amperage, and we can test that too. But like I said, without HP tuners or some sort of software like that, I don't really have a good way of commanding that on, and I don't really want to rig up a bunch of test wires to this. I don't think it's really worth it. So that's going to be all. The ABS thing, it is what it is. It was a long shot, but didn't end up being that simple. Probably won't worry about that. Main thing, keeping it cool. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.